Welcome to the podcast Risk Intelligence with your host, Karen Adamsbaum. She will be sharing her knowledge on common insurance questions, coverage explanations, claim scenarios, and interviews with brokers, clients, and colleagues to discuss various topics in the insurance industry.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the podcast Risk Intelligence. So, because my podcasts are spread out more, it's allowing me to think about content that may be more useful for you from an insurance perspective, a business perspective, or even self-help, if you will. And before, when I was doing the podcast every week, it almost felt rushed. It got to a point where it was just feeling rushed, and I was just really just doing the podcast just not to miss a week kind of thing. Well, now I feel, I got 30 days to think about the content that would be helpful for my audience. So here we go. I know that everybody has been hearing about the value of older cars or even the value of cars itself. They're very hard to get. You got to place an order, the wait list is long, and what have you. And that's what we're seeing in the regular retail world. Well, what I want to do is talk about the car industry from an insurance perspective. And this is what's happening is that prior to the pandemic, the rule of thumb was as if your car was anywhere from 5 to maybe 7 years old, that thresh mark, and it was in good shape, then you would want to have collision on your policy because you're most likely going to get it fixed. But if it was reversed, where it's 5 to 7 years old and the car is pretty beat up, then you wouldn't get collision because you're most likely not going to fix the car. Well, now we are recommending that you keep collision on your policy regardless of the age. I mean, all right, when you get to maybe 9, 8 years old, all right, think about it. But the normal 5 to 7 time frame, keep the collision on your policy because if you needed to get a car, it's going to take you longer, harder to find a replacement vehicle due to the retail problems that are happening with supply and demand. But now you got to look at it from a standpoint of, okay, if I get into an accident and I have collision and I want to get my car fixed, what about the supply and demand for the parts and labor and stuff? I mean, it's pretty much in the same boat, but I think from my perspective, I think it would be easier to get your car fixed than to get a new car because the car industry, retail wise, people are just slapping ridiculous prices on it. I just heard a story that a person bought a 2022 Honda Civic and it was like $48,000. All right, I'm not knocking it. Honda, great vehicle. Civic, great vehicle. But $48,000? Hello, that's crazy. So anyway, that is my insight for the insurance perspective of older cars. Recommendation, keep the collision on your policy. And this way, if something does happen, the path is a little bit easier for you to get your car back to whole versus going out into the retail craziness, waiting forever and paying a fat price for the vehicle. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to the podcast Risk Intelligence. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and connect on LinkedIn by doing a search on Karen Adamsbaum.